Good evening, I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignadi si Valencia, and this is Philippine Headlines. In Luzon, elderly woman found buried in Benguet village, the son held in suspected parricide. An elderly woman was found dead and partially buried in a remote village on Sunday, May 3, with her son taken into custody in what police are treating as a suspected case of parricide. The incident was reported at around 8:20 p.m. in Barangay Daklan in the municipality of Bocod, the province of Benguet. Police withheld the names of the victim and the suspect pending further investigation. The victim was identified only as a 72-year-old resident of the area, while the suspect is her son. Initial investigations show that a resident reported seeing the suspect burying an unidentified object earlier that afternoon at around 6:30 p.m. The witness asked the family member to check the area. Upon arrival, they discovered that what appeared to be a human foot protruding from the ground and immediately alerted authorities. Responding officers secured the scene and coordinated with the scene of the crime operatives or SOCO for proper processing. The suspect was subsequently taken into custody and brought to the Bocod Municipal Police Station. Police have yet to establish the cause of death and motive. The authorities also clarified that while the incident is being treated as a suspected parricide, the case remains under investigation and no formal charges have been confirmed as of writing. In Visayas, landslide hits Buray Taft Highway, motorists urged to take caution. The motorists passing through the Buray Taft Road in Barangay Binaluan, Taft in eastern Samar are being advised to exercise caution following a landslide caused by heavy rains last night. The Taft Municipal Risk Reduction and Management Office warned that although the road remains passable, travelers should remain alert due to debris scattered along the roadway. In Mindanao, DC bus driver called strict, netizens react. A video showing a driver of a City of Davao bus being described as thorough or strict while reprimanding passengers during a free ride has gone viral on social media. In the post, uploader Dan SZ said it was the first time riding the free bus and they felt embarrassed after being called out by the driver due to their noise and confusion while boarding. They explained that they were used other buses where passengers can enter through any door. However, the DC buses designated entrance and exit doors that must be followed. In the comment section, some netizens defended the driver, saying he was only doing the right thing since there are rules that need to be observed inside the bus. According to one netizen, making noise, eating, and drinking inside the bus, including chewing gum, are prohibited as a sign of respect for other passengers and to maintain order during the trip. Others added that the driver was not angry but was simply reminding passengers of the rules and that his tone may have been misinterpreted due to the loudness of his voice. The incident sparked an online discussion about passenger discipline and the importance of following regulations, especially in new public transportation systems like the city's free bus program. In the other news, over 50 monkeys spotted along roadside in Puerto Princesa. More than 50 monkeys were spotted along the roadside in Barangay Luz Biminda in the city of Puerto Princesa, the province of Palawan, quickly drawing the attention of passers-by. According to photos shared on social media by Nick and Shai, they came across a large group of monkeys that appeared to be waiting for food from motorists and nearby residents. Due to the number of animals, they were only able to give a limited amount of food. It was also observed that the monkeys were not afraid of human presence, freely approaching vehicles and walking along the roadside. Meanwhile, the public is continuously reminded to exercise caution when passing through the area to avoid accidents and to ensure the safety of both people and animals. And our business update, SM Prime to bring premier mall experience to Novali by October 2026. SM Prime Holdings Incorporated is expanding its regional footprint with the opening of a flagship mall, SM Novali in Santa Rosa, Laguna in October. With a whopping 82,000 square meters of gross leasable area, SM Novali will also feature several sustainability initiatives such as solar panels, water recycling systems, as well as 24 electric vehicles charging stations and an e-waste collection facility. SM Prime Holdings President Jeffrey Lim said SM Novali is one of the 5 flagship malls that the C-owned property developer aims to open annually until 2030. The mall will be also be SM Prime Holdings with the largest mall in the Laguna in the Sea owns firm's 91st mall nationwide. Lim added that SM Novali is part of the company's strategy to deploy capital in area where growing incomes and expanding urban centers can support demands for an integrated retail and lifestyle experience. In 2023, Laguna became the first province in the Philippines to generate an economic value of just over 1 trillion pesos, making it the biggest contributor to Calabazon's total economic output. According to SM Supermall's President Stephen Tan, over half of the mall has now been committed to tenants despite expectations that accelerating inflation would dampen consumer activity. Tan also noted that the foot traffic in SM malls nationwide stayed the same, with sales even growing in the double digits. In Luzon, ash from Mayon volcano spreads across several areas in the province of Albay. The ash from Mayon volcanoes spread across several areas in the province of Albay last Saturday due to its ongoing volcanic activity. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOX, a lava flow collapse fed pyroclastic density current, or PDC, occurred at around 5:38 p.m., reaching up to 4 kilometers from the volcano. The ashfall affected the towns of Kamalig and Ginobatan, where the surroundings appeared snow-like due to heavy accumulation of volcanic ash outside homes and establishments. The Philippine Red Cross advised affected residents to stay alert and avoid dangerous areas such as canals and rivers where debris and hot gases from Mayon may quickly flow. The organization also urged residents to remain indoors, wear protective masks against ash, and properly cover food and water to prevent contamination. In recent days, Mayon volcano has shown continued volcanic activity and remains under alert level 3. In Visayas, the patients and employees of a private hospital were temporarily evacuated. The patients and employees of a private hospital in the city of Tacloban, the province of Leyte, were temporarily evacuated to safer open areas within the hospital grounds after a magnitude 6.1 earthquake struck in San Julian in eastern Samar at 2:09 p.m. on Monday. According to initial reports, the quake occurred in San Julian, which is located some 160 kilometers away from the city of Tacloban. The tremor was strongly felt in parts of Leyte, prompting hospital staff to implement emergency protocols to ensure the safety of patients, including those in critical care. The hospital management confirmed that no injuries have been reported so far, but precautionary measures were immediately carried out as a response to the shaking. The authorities have warned that aftershocks are expected and residents are advised to remain alert and follow safety guidelines as assessment continue. The emergency response teams are also monitoring the situation for possible structural impacts and additional reports from affected areas. In Mindanao, not awake but a watch against thieves. The copra theft in the city of Kidapawan is now on its third case. It is not awake but a vigilant watch over their livelihood. The siblings of teacher Marian Canilo Yunting are now guarding their copra after falling victim to theft in Barangay Calaisan, the city of Kidapawan, the province of Cotabato. Amid the ongoing crisis, thieves are no longer targeting just jewelry and cash but are also going after agricultural products that farmers have worked hard for. In a Facebook post, Yunting expressed her anger after around 5 sacks of their drying copra were stolen from their dryer with an estimated value of 10,000 to 20,000 pesos. According to the victim and her brother Ricky Canillo, this is already the third reported case of copra theft in the barangay, with other residents are also victimized last month. The authorities believe a group of thieves using a vehicle may be behind the incidents due to the heavy weight of the stolen copra sacks. Aside from copra, there have also been reported cases of stolen rubber cup lamps and a series of break-ins at homes and stores in the same area. Fearing the suspects might return and take the remaining products, the teacher's siblings have been forced to stay awake and sleep beside the dryer to ensure its security. Despite their frustration, the family remains hopeful that justice will eventually be served against the perpetrators. The authorities are expected to intensify the security in agricultural areas in Barangay Calaisan to stop the series of thefts. Farmers are also being reminded to stay vigilant and not be complacent, especially at night. In the other news, Rafflesia Mira spotted in the province of Davao Oriental. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR Davao Region, announced the around 30 individuals Rafflesia Mira plants were discovered in a forested area in Tarragona, Davao Oriental. According to the agency, the presence of such a large number of these flowers in one location indicates high ecological value and highlights its importance for conservation. Based on the latest updated national list of threatened Philippine plants released by the DENR, Rafflesia mira is classified under the endangered species category. The DENR continues to encourage stricter protection of unique plant species to help preserve the country's biodiversity. At our business update, the sun-powered spaces, how SM is transforming malls into energy hubs. To reduce congestion to the power grid and improve power availability to the communities it serves, SM Prime Holdings Incorporated, or SM Prime, has implemented the use of rooftop solar power systems across its properties and nationwide networks of SM supermalls. Since its pioneering installation of solar panels over SM North EDSA in 2014, clean solar energy generated through SM is now large enough to power a city as large as Mabalacat in Pampanga or in Mandawi in Cebu. Maximizing space makes room for energy efficiency. The SM currently utilizes 65 hectares of space for its rooftop solar panels, which is almost as big as the entire SM Mall of Asia complex, but has also applied innovative ways to maximize small space for energy efficiency. Across the SM Mall of Asia's mobile sky, solar panels have been seamlessly integrated into the walkway that wraps around the property, doubling as overhead covering for mallgoers strolling and enjoying leisurely walks. By utilizing this space, SM generates enough power to run 1,000 escalators a day or power 1,800 homes for a month. Another innovative application of means the harnessed solar power can be found in SM City Bicutan's solar-powered parasols decorating its sky garden. The understated use of the solar-powered parasols not only adds to the sky garden's ambience but also provides functional use as nighttime lighting for consumers of surrounding establishments. The parasols efficiently provide 5 hours of nighttime lighting for only 3 hours and daytime charge, effectively reducing the need to use electricity throughout the evening until the mall's closing time. SM Prime Holdings Incorporated, or SM Prime, is one of the largest integrated property developers in Southeast Asia, committed to creating sustainable, innovative, and inclusive spaces for Filipinos. Guided by its vision of building a better future, SM Prime develops malls, residences, offices, hotels, and leisure properties that support the growth of communities across the Philippines. Through the SM Green movement, SM Prime champions sustainability by focusing on waste management, water stewardship, and energy efficiency for lasting impacts. The movement empowers individuals, families, and communities to take part in simple acts that create shared prosperity for generations to come. In Luzon, warehouse of a boarding house in Santiago City was gutted by fire. A warehouse of a boarding house located along Ipil Street in Barangay Rosario in the city of Santiago, the province of Isabela, was hit by a fire this afternoon. Based on information shared by the Bureau of Fire Protection, or BFP Santiago, the fire broke out shortly before 1 p.m. Bureau of Fire Protection personnel immediately responded and were able to reach the scene within just 3 minutes from their station, allowing them to quickly put out the fire and prevent it from spreading to other parts of the boarding house. According to reports, around 10 students were renting rooms in the said boarding house, and fortunately, no injuries or fatalities were reported. In the initial investigation by the Bureau of Fire Protection, a child was allegedly seen holding a lighter before the fire started. However, the child denied this when questioned by authorities. The Bureau of Fire Protection is still conducting further investigation to determine the exact cause of the fire and the extent of the damage. In Visayas, burned lighter found at the site where a carved body was discovered in the municipality of Pavia. A burned lighter was found at the location where a charred body was discovered in a subdivision in Barangay Ungka Uno in the municipality of Pavia, the province of Iloilo, yesterday. This comes more than a week after a body is initially found. According to an inspection conducted in the area, residents living on the other side of the wall have mostly avoided going near the portion due to fear following the incident. The authorities have already recovered additional evidence from the scene. It can be recalled that the Barbasa family has claimed the body as it matched the physical features of their missing relative, the Frank Royce.
Sa bahay, biskan sa itsura, sa buhok hindi mingin maitsurahan. Wala gid mama sin. Oo.
In Mindanao, the fire hits 4 houses in Barangay Balulang in the city of Cagayan de Oro, damage estimated at 125,000 pesos. The estimated structural damage reached around 125,000 pesos after 4 houses were destroyed and one was partially damaged in a fire that broke out in Purok Parinugan in Barangay Balulang in the city of Cagayan de Oro, the province of Misamis Oriental, earlier today. The alarm was first received at around 9:11 a.m. from nearby residents. According to the Carmen Fire Station, the fire was declared under the first alarm upon the arrival. It was placed under control at 9:34 a.m. and declared fire out at 9:53 a.m. Fire Investigation Fire Officer 3 Kevin Carvalho said that 6 families were affected by the incident, with strong winds and the use of the light materials in the houses contributing to the rapid spread of the fire. Fire Officer 3 Vallejo added that the fire started in the house of Robert Baluay. Fortunately, no injuries or fatalities were reported as 5 fire trucks responded promptly to the scene. Meanwhile, abandoned house partially damaged by fire in the city of Tacuro. An abandoned house was partially damaged after a fire broke out at a portion of the property along the Ledesma Street in Barangay Poblacion on the afternoon yesterday. According to reports, the fire started at around 1:45 p.m., engulfing the old kitchen area of the house owned by the Tarosa family. As a result, part of the structure were affected and slightly burned. Initial information revealed that the house had long been unoccupied and no injuries or casualties were reported. The authorities are continuing their investigation to determine the cause of the fire while reminding the public to remain vigilant to prevent similar incidents. In the other news, road turned into pickleball courts in Midsayap draws online reactions. A viral video showing two men playing pickleball along the avenue in the municipality of Midsayap, the province of Cotabato, has sparked mixed reactions on social media. In the video, the pair can be seen using the center island of the road as a net, making the area look like an open court. The clip even included a caption seemingly thanking the availability of a free court. Some netizens pointed out that the scene reflects the lack of proper sports facilities in the area. The others, however, viewed it as a simple way to pass the time and a display of creativity. However, the several residents expressed concern, noting that using a public road as a playing area could be dangerous, especially with vehicles passing by. Despite going viral, the incident also served as a reminder of the importance of having safe and appropriate spaces for community activities. And our business update, peso weekend's lowest in 8 years. Consumers are now feeling the decline in the value of the peso after its purchasing power dropped to its lowest level in 8 years. According to Sir Claire Dennis Mapa of the Philippine Statistics Authority, the peso's value fell to just 73 centavos in April, the lowest since 2018. This means that 100 pesos in 2018 is now equivalent to only 73 pesos, while 1,000 pesos back then is effectively worth just 730 pesos today. One of the main reasons cited is the continued increase in the petroleum product prices, which has directly affected the cost of goods and services. The purchasing power of the peso measures how many goods a unit of currency can buy, and at present, it clearly shows that each peso now buys less for Filipinos. In Luzon, dog shot by riding in tandem in the municipality of Ramon, dog owner appeals to the public. The authorities are urging the public to cooperate in identifying and holding the suspects involved in the shooting of a pet dog in the municipality of Ramon, the province of Isabela, on April 24. At around 5:44 to 5:45 a.m., CCTV footage showed the dogs of the Ladaron family barking and chasing after a motorcycle passing by. However, after the riders had already passed, they reportedly decided to return and suddenly shot the dog using a 9mm firearm. A 9mm bullet casing was recovered from the scene. Based on the video, the suspects were riding a red Yamaha Aerox motorcycle and were reportedly coming from Alfonso Lista in Ifugao, passing through the Isabela Lista Road in Ambatali that morning. The suspects were allegedly wearing army green and orange, red long sleeves shirts while traversing the San Mateo Cabatuan Road, heading towards Luna or Kawayan. Despite admitting the dogs were not tied up, the family said the shooting of their defenseless pet was unjustifiable. Run free, child. In Visayas, senior citizen dies in fire in the city of Bacolod. A 70-year-old woman died in the fire that broke out in Purok Maanyag Dos in Barangay Alihis in the city of Bacolod, the province of Negros Occidental, on Wednesday night. The victim was identified as Rosa Magbanwa, while her husband, Ami, sustained injuries. According to information, 4 houses were destroyed by the fire. Ami said that he and his wife were outside their house holding hands while the fire was spreading. He added that as they were about to climb a wall to escape from the burning houses, Rosa suddenly let go of his hand and told him to save himself instead. Because of this, Aming managed to survive but suffered burns on his back and hands. The authorities are investigating reports that an exploding butane canister at Jimmy Barada's homes may have caused the fire. In Mindanao, magnitude 5.6 earthquake jolts in the province of Davao Oriental. A magnitude 5.6 earthquake shook parts of Davao Oriental on the evening May 6, according to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS. Based on PHIVOLCS earthquake information number 2, the tremor struck at around 11:35 p.m. and had a depth of 29 kilometers. The epicenter was located about 17 kilometers northeast of the municipality of Caraga in Davao Oriental. Intensity 2 was felt in Mati City in Davao Oriental, Moncayo in Davao de Oro, and Bislig City in Surigao del Sur. Meanwhile, intensity 2 was recorded in the towns of Mako in Maragusan and Pantukan in Davao de Oro, and as well as in Davao City and Tandag City in Surigao del Sur. Based on instrumental intensities, the shaking reached intensity 4 in Nabunturan in Davao de Oro. The intensity 2 was also recorded in the Davao City, Magpet in Cotabato, Ligo City in Davao del Sur, Gingoog City in Misamis Oriental, and Tupi in South Cotabato. Intensity 1 was logged into San Fernando in Malaybalay in Bukidnon, Magsaysay in Davao del Sur, Santa Maria in Davao Occidental, General Santos City, and the towns of Tampakan and Tiboli in South Cotabato. As of now, the authorities have not reported any major damage or injuries related to the earthquake, while monitoring continues for possible aftershocks. In the other news, over 7,300 forces mobilized to secure ASEAN Summit 2026 in the province of Cebu. A large-scale security deployment was formally launched at the Mactan Shrine in the city of Lapu-Lapu, the province of Cebu, on Saturday, with more than 7,300 personnel from various government security and emergency response agency mobilized in preparation for the ASEAN Summit 2026 in Central Visayas. The send-off ceremony was led by local officials and top security leaders, together with PNP Chief Police General Jose Melencio C. Nartates Jr., marking the full activation of coordinated national security measures for one of the region's most significant diplomatic events. PNP Chief Police General Nartates also conducted an aerial inspection over key areas in Central Visayas due to assess operational readiness, validate deployment plans, and ensure seamless coordination of security forces across critical sized transport roads and event venues. The task group Central Visayas under the Committee on Security, Peace and Order and Emergency Preparedness and Response, or CSPOEPR, was formally activated, integrating forces from the PNP, Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP, Bureau of Fire Protection or BFP, Philippine Coast Guard or PCG, Department of Health, Office of Civil Defense, and other partner agencies. The deployment covers site security, convoy protection, coastal and airspace monitoring, traffic management, emergency medical response, and rapid incident handling. Police General Nartates emphasized that preparations for the summit have been comprehensive, deliberate, and continuously refined. He also underscored that deployment levels are calibrated based on operational requirements to maintain optimal security coverage at all times. The ASEAN Summit 2026 will be held today, May 7, until tomorrow, May 8, in Lapu-Lapu City, with foreign delegates arriving as early as May 5 and expected to depart by May 12. The event is expected to gather world leaders to discuss key regional issues, including security cooperation, economic integration, and policy development. Anchored on the PNP Focus Agenda, a transformation, the framework designed to make police service more responsive, efficient, and community-centered. The deployment highlights strengthened interagency coordination and intelligence-driven operations, particularly under enhanced management of police operations and active community support, ensuring a safe, orderly, and secure environment for the international summit. As the PNP leads comprehensive security operations for the ASEAN Summit 2026 under the directive of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. The PNP continues to assure the public of Bagong PNP para sa Bagong Pilipinas, serbisyong mabilis, tapat at nararamdaman. And our business update, the country's economy slowed to 2.8% in the first quarter of the year. The Philippine economy slowed after posting a 2.8% gross domestic product or GDP growth in the first quarter of 2026, according to a report by the Philippine Statistics Authority or PSA. PSA Chief National Statistician Undersecretary Dennis Mapa reported that this was lower than 3% recorded in the last quarter of 2025. Meanwhile, Philippines' debt reached 18.49 trillion pesos in March. According to the Bureau of the Treasury, the Philippines' total outstanding debt climbed to 18.49 trillion pesos in March. This was 328.43 billion pesos higher compared to February. Among the factors that cited were the revaluation impact caused by the weakening peso against the dollar and the net issuance of domestic securities. In a breakdown, domestic debt stood at 12.53 trillion pesos while external debt reached 5.95 trillion pesos. Guaranteed obligations also slightly increased to 381.41 billion pesos. In Luzon, passenger bound for Bangkok arrested at Naya over warrant of arrest. A 48-year-old Filipino passenger bound for Bangkok, Thailand was stopped during a security check at Ninoy Aquino International Airport or Naya Terminal 1 after being flagged by the Bureau of Immigration due to an existing warrant of arrest. According to PNP Aviation Security Group, Bureau of Immigration records shows that an alert list order was issued in December 2025 along with a warrant for a robbery case filed in October 2025 with a recommended bill set at 10,000 pesos. The Naya Police Station 1 immediately coordinated with the Bureau of Immigration and the court for the verification of the case. The suspect is now under the custody of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group for proper legal procedures. In Visayas, 22-year-old man dies after getting entangled in a wire while driving. A 22-year-old motorcycle rider died on the spot after he was thrown and crashed into a concrete barrier along the roadside when he got entangled in the internet cable. The incident happened at around 3 p.m. on Wednesday in Barangay Santa Lucia in the municipality of Asturias, the province of Cebu. The victim was identified as Christian Swansing, 22 years old, a resident of Barangay Tubigagmanok in the said town. Before the incident, the authorities arrested a wing van driver identified as Felix Helardes Estimada, 40 years old, a resident of Barangay Dumlog in the city of Toledo. According to the reports, the internet cable sagged after being snagged by the wing van he was driving, which caused Swan Singh, who was passing by the roadside, to become entangled and eventually crash, leading to his death. The motorcycle rider was still rushed to the hospital, but he was declared dead on arrival. In Mindanao, back rider dies after motorcycle collision. A 37-year-old back rider identified as Lorben Revilla Lagisma was declared dead on arrival at the hospital after the motorcycle he was riding collided with another motorcycle at around 8:30 p.m. on May 7 along Barangay Ilang Road in the city of Davao. The victim was riding a Skygo motorcycle driven by Zanzin, 29 years old, when it collided with a Rusi motorcycle driven by John Kiel, 23 years old. Investigation revealed that the motorcycle carrying the victim was making a left turn when he was suddenly hit by the other motorcycle, causing the riders to be thrown off and sustaining injuries, while both motorcycles were also damaged. The victim was rushed to the hospital, but the back rider failed to survive and was later declared dead. Police authorities are continuing the investigation into the incident. In the other news, the cow sheds tears as owner prepares to sell it.
Ay, hilak, hilak. Bye-bye.
The netizens were heartbroken by a viral video on social media showing a cow shedding tears after learning that its owner was about to sell it. Even though animals cannot speak, they also have hearts that can feel sadness and pain, especially when they are separated from the owners they have grown attached to.
Ay,
Hindi ka man naman, di makahila ka ni. Uy.
bye na.
And our business update, Universal Robina Corporation's January to March earnings went down to 2%. Universal Robina Corporation saw its first quarter core earnings slip by 2% as weaker sugar prices weighed on its commodities business despite strong growth from branded consumer foods. The Gokongwei-led food manufacturer said on Thursday that its core net income attributable to the parent settled at 3.8 billion pesos in the January to March period. Universal Robina Corporation said lower sugar selling prices pulled down profits from its agro-industrial and commodities segment during the quarter. Net income from continuing operations likewise declined 4% to 4.1 billion pesos. Total operating income dipped 2% to 5.4 billion pesos. Still, consolidated sales rose 6% to 47.9 billion pesos. It was attributed to strong volume-led growth its branded consumer foods business in the Philippines. The branded consumer foods segment generates 32.2 billion pesos in sales, up 9% from a years ago. The firm's Philippine branded foods business climbed 10% to 22 billion pesos as demand remained strong and previous pricing actions continued to support revenues. And that is Philippine Headlines this Friday, May 8, 2026. I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignadis Valencia, and this is Salakot Online Broadcasting Network. Good night, Philippines. Amping kasadya.